people in the world, telling Oprah that she was incredibly wounded because she got into some kind of petty argument about dresses with her sister-in-law at her wedding 3 years ago. So stop the presses. She and her sister-in-law
Well, you know what?
had a tiff about clothes.
In
That's never
Europe,
happened before.
people with
She thinks
condition
this is important enough to bring up in a television interview. It was her 9/11.
or like
So of
Narnia's
course she
not the
considers
movie
it
Narnia.
newsworthy.
You know, they're
Okay,
put
so
into a
she's a
special,
narcissist. Guessed that. But
you
that's
know,
not the whole
gifted
story.
place. You know what I mean?
What she's really saying is that despite her enormous wealth
it's not like
and
the
fame,
United
despite the
States
fact
where
she
you're
never
in
has to cook her own
with the
dinner or
regular
drive her own
society
car
and stuff
ever
like
again
that,
as
where
long as she
you're
lives.
Skid Row,
Despite the fact that every time she heads to the gym, the journey is treated like the moon landing by an army of
it's
Oscar
like you sit
reporters.
and you sleep in the
Despite the
mud
fact
and
that
shit
she's
like that, or
literally
you
a
just
princess,
walk
sorry,
around
duchess.
like a damn beast.
She is,
You
and this
know,
is the headline here.
In
She's
Europe,
actually
basically,
an
people
oppressed
like me
victim.
are put into like
She may look
are in an
powerful,
area where
but she's
it's a
powerless.
secular
Watch her
area.
explain this to Oprah.
I learned this in an international
That's
area.
the sad irony of the
San
last
Francisco.
4 years, is I've advocated for so long for women to use their voice,
You're from Los Angeles,
and then
okay? And you know
I
what?
was silent.
And even if right now, if you're right now, you're
were
in
you
Los
silent?
Angeles,
Or were
and I
you
followed
silenced?
Oprah. I followed Oprah too. So Oprah has
The latter.
Oprah
I
has a
came to
breadth
understand that not only was I
of a
not being
fan base.
protected,
Okay, so
but that they were willing
you know,
to lie to protect
Yeah.
other members of the family, but they weren't willing to tell the truth to protect me and my
they've been doing
husband.
this shit since like the British Navy and stuff
I
like
had
that.
bodyguards, but I was not
I
protected.
have no idea.
I was silenced.
I've been doing
says
this
the
since
lady
Mango,
doing a TV
like, era.
interview with Oprah Winfrey. When I
Ever since
think
I was in the
only
SOC
100
room,
million people
and
here
I
and
mentioned the
around
royal
world,
wedding,
to
all of a
be
sudden
fair,
everybody
the
has that
number
fan
rises
base of like,
considerably
you know,
once
being
you
a
count
bastard and
DVR
stuff like that.
interviews. But the
When
point
Roosevelt
remains,
obviously has
I have been
papers, you know what I mean?
silenced. I am a victim.
And so like, you know,
Now, a rational
always gonna
person
be like,
might
you know,
consider this claim
and
absurd.
it was like, you know,
But
they were saying like,
amazingly,
oh,
no
you
one
know,
else seems to think it is. Oprah clearly doesn't think it's absurd. She's deeply empathetic. Oprah's worth more than $1 billion, but she knows the pain because she sees herself as a victim too. She often says so. Now, you're not allowed to make fun of this. You're definitely not allowed to mock the oppressed Duchess. Our friend Piers Morgan did just that on television in the UK and had to resign from his job.
She said she's been abused and stuff
Rich
like
people
that.
are oppressed,
And stuff like
period.
that.
And if you
She
claim
gave away like
otherwise, they will
Nissan
use their
Altimas,
total
like,
powerlessness
like
to get
like
you
a
fired.
floor, you know, she's
It's not
like,
just duchesses, by the
she's
way.
got like fucking.
Here's
you
a
know,
member of
billion- she's like a
America's own
billionaire or
royal
something
family
like that.
calling in from her castle
Yeah, I
on
mean,
Martha's Vineyard to tell us how
something like that.
incredibly difficult
And like,
her
you know,
life is.
I got Conehead hoodies of football.
Now, I
So the hell
understand
what?
that my message won't be heard by some people. We live in a nation that is deeply divided, and I am a black woman speaking at the Democratic Convention.
Yeah, no one's going to hear you. You were just talking in a primetime speaking slot at the Democratic National Convention. When, oh when, will
When is
your
there?
voice
When is
be
there?
heard,
When
Michelle Obama?
When
When
is there?
will you
When
get the
is
credit
there?
that you
When
are
is
so
there?
solely
When is
due
there ever
for all
like
of your remarkable
a
achievements?
boundary, a set of
Unfortunately,
boundaries?
America's
I can
not
speak
quite
from
ready for
experience,
it yet.
okay?
And honestly,
I can
that's
look
our
at
fault.
somebody in the
We're
eye
a
and say you're
backward
molesting
country.
me with
We
your eyes.
apologize.
I mean, it's not my
One
fault
person we should
that
definitely
you do that. I
apologize
don't
to
know if you
more
want to be
often
red
is
or
Hillary
not
Clinton.
red. You
4
know, it's
years
not
ago,
my
in a
fault.
weak moment that we're now ashamed of,
And
we
so
stole
somebody,
something from Hillary
and you don't have to be sit up
Something
here
that
and
was
be like,
hers,
oh,
something
you know
that
what?
she owned, and we took it.
Yeah.
It was the presidency of the United States. That office belonged to Hillary Clinton, and we knew it at the time. It had a little dry cleaning tag on the back with her initials on it. But we stole it anyway. We and the Russians and the FBI director and Facebook and the Macedonians and the Democratic Party itself were all guilty here, as Hillary has repeatedly explained.
The Russians, let's say WikiLeaks, same thing, dumped the John Podesta emails. I have my complaints about former Director Comey. The use of my email account was turned into the biggest scandal since Lord knows when. They covered it like it was Pearl Harbor. If you look at Facebook, the vast majority of the news items posted were fake. There's all these stories about, guys over in Macedonia who are running these fake news sites. I inherit nothing from the Democratic Party.
So they give you a Senate seat because your husband was the president. Then they listen to you in rapt attention, despite the fact you've never uttered a single word that wasn't banal and predictable. By most standards, you would be considered a fairly accomplished overachiever. How many of your classmates in high school thought you would get this far? Probably not too many.
I voted for Hillary,
But
so I
because
mean,
we've
you're
been
saying
handed the keys to the
wrong
most
about
powerful
something
country
like that. I
in
also
the
voted for
world,
Donald
you
Trump.
believe you've been deeply wrong.
So
You're a
it's
victim
whoever I
and you're
vote for,
mad
it's
about
always the other person that's gonna win.
You see this attitude everywhere.
So I mean,
all
if
of a
it's a
sudden.
scam, it's a scam.
The most powerful
If
people
I thought
claiming
she
to
was
be
capable to
powerful.
run the country, I'd say
Taylor
yeah.
Lorenz, for example,
And they
writes for the
said,
New
oh,
York
you know,
Times. She's
we're
at the
gonna
very
try to
top of
assassinate her.
journalism's repulsive
Taylor
little food
Lorenz,
chain.
who's that?
Lorenz is far younger than prominent New York Times reporters used to be. She's also much less talented. You'd think Taylor Lorenz would be grateful for the remarkable good luck that she's had, but no, she's not. Just this morning, she tweeted this, quote, "For International Women's Day, please consider supporting women enduring online
First is
harassment.
February Marzo.
It's not an
okay?
exaggeration to say that the harassment and smear campaign I've had to endure over the past year
And
has
personal.
destroyed my life."
People are really
Destroyed her
caught,
life,
you know,
really?
it's just misplaced.
By most people's standards, Taylor Lorenz would
No,
seem
I
to have
can
a
understand
pretty
what she's
good
talking
life.
about.
One of the best lives
I can
in the
understand what she's
country,
talking
in
about.
fact.
You know,
Lots
it'll
of
be
people are
like,
suffering
like,
right now,
as you'd be
but
like,
no
you know,
one's
saying I want
suffering
to racket
quite
cheer
as
for
much
like the
as
opposite
Taylor
sex or the
Lorenz
same
is suffering.
sex.
People
or
have
something,
criticized her
rather.
opinions on the internet and
Harassment or
destroyed her
something like
life.
that.
Let's
Racket cheer
pause
for
on
the
this
opposite sex.
International Women's Day and
Same
recognize
sex.
that.
In
You
February,
thought
March,
female
first
leaders
is
had
like
it
April,
bad.
History
You haven't
Month,
talked to
and
Taylor
then,
Lorenz.
Women's History Month, and then what's going to be next?
So what's going on here? Well, a lot of
Gay
things
pride,
are
right?
happening, probably. For rich people,
I mean,
deciding
you
that
know,
you're a
it's
victim
the United
has
States.
many
It's
levels
the
of appeal.
it's
For
the
one
vector
thing,
some the
it
United
gives
States
meaning
puts
to
you
your
in.
decadent,
It's
empty
vector
life.
some.
There are only
Vector
so many
some.
expensive vacations you can take to St.
Vector
Bart's.
some puts you in.
Only so many overpriced clothes you can buy. Only
It's
so
only
many
the
dumb
vector.
parties
No,
you can
I'm
go
serious.
to in
I mean,
Aspen
it's only
before
vector
you
some. They call you
begin to
ugly
realize
dog because they
that
say
none
it's
of
a
it is
vector
really
some.
enough. None of it
They say
really
they go from
means
February to
anything.
Marzo, and they
It's
say, oh, we'll
empty.
keep going like this.
Victimhood
And like,
solves
you know
that
what I mean?
problem.
Like, well, dude, I
When
gotta
you're a
live my
victim,
life.
you are inherently
then
significant.
I just sit
Martyrdom
here and be
means
like,
you are
you know,
forever the hero of the story.
Yeah.
So you can see why narcissists love it. And there are an awful lot of those right now. But there is another darker effect of this, an effect that has changed our country. When powerful people decide that they are oppressed, the balance of power changes.
Yeah,
If you
what
were
she
very
said.
rich, you might imagine that you owe something to the people